Hello, and welcome to Quackalope. Today, we are diving into Siege Storm by Awakenrealms Lite.
Yeah.
The small box version of the giant behemoth that is Awakenrealms, who make some games that I am moderately a fan of.
A little bit,
You know,
right?
some big box miniature games, and if anyone's been on this channel, you know I like myself some big box miniature games.
Yeah, especially ones with a lot of lore.
This, however, is a deck construction game, still with some beautiful art, some beautiful graphics, some interesting lore, kind of behind-the-scenes elements. But this is their take on a deck construction game. We are going to be giving you a intro gameplay, a few of our first impressions, and just overall thoughts about the game as a whole. But one thing to keep in mind with this game has piles and piles of potential decks and factions. So, if we were really going to dive deep into this game, Jan and I would play multiple games, refining our decks, figuring out what faction we like to play with the best, and going home and studying this construction process the same way that you do with Pokemon or Magic or any of your other deck building, deck construction style games. In this case, though, we're playing with the standard decks because, as far as we know, they are as balanced as possible until you get into the nuance of deck versus deck and you really know the core mechanics of this game. Some of the interesting things about this gameplay, and some of the things I've pointed out to you, because this is the first time you will have actually played the game, other than kind of some test runs before this video, it has a really neat sort of tower defense style progression mode where you see what is approaching. Other than a few hidden actions, you are really able to see and predict and try to play against this slow progression on the front lines here in the battle zones. And then on top of that, every card has a ton that you're able to do on. It can be a supporter, it can be an attacker, it can march down this line, it can be an action card immediately, you can save it and use it for more, you could spend it as mana. There's just a whole lot that every single card in this game can do, which makes the deck construction process fairly interesting, and also makes the gameplay rich and complex. Whatever you have in your hand has a whole mix of combinations that you can use when it actually comes to how you approach every scenario.
Okay.
So you're going to be playing with the Styxia. I'm playing with Seraphia. We have beautiful little player aid cards here, which have quick reference on some of the key terms. We may use that during the gameplay. We each have our pre-constructed decks. We have shuffled them. I have them sleeved just because it makes the shuffling process significantly easier. If you're seeing the B-roll over top of this, you'll see what the backs and kind of the artwork of all these cards look like. They really are lovely, but you have to shuffle them so much. I don't want the edges to get damaged. I'll go first. So I'll go ahead and draw one single card. You're going second. You'll draw up two cards.
On my turn.
On your turn. And we will begin this game. So I drew one. I'm not going to be able to do anything.
Excellent. I love turns like that, Jesse. Let's keep that constantly going.
Okay.
I will be playing a card, so I will be deploying a fire elemental.
Now this is a good time to point out these cards. So up here at the top, in the top left, you can see the cost of the card. So you need supporters in order to be able to play those. This one costs 0, so you're able to get it on the war track really easily. Next, you have the artwork, the type of card it is. You played a fire elemental. You have an action zone. Every card is going to have a immediate ability that you can either play out of your hand by paying the cost, or when it gets to the end of this battle track and you attack with it, it will actually do that ability at the same time. Next, you'll have the passive ability down here in blue. These are abilities that stay in play for as long as your character is face up on this track, either in your battle zones or as a supporter, as someone that's standing on the front line or in the no man's land. So this is going to be a constant effect here. You chose one that makes it so allies have -2 attack. Not the best for your own allies, but this guy gets down to the table really quickly, so he's able to kind of rush the front lines. The last two symbols you'll have here are going to be the swords, which indicate your attack value, and the shield, which indicates your defense value. So that's your play. It's going to come back over to me. I am going to draw up 2 cards. I would refresh my supporters if I had any. I would advance the war track if I had anything on the war track. And now I have to determine if I'm able to play anything out of my hand.
I like the little advantage I have right now. I'd rather keep it.
Yeah, this is my draw right now is not going well.
I love that. That's awesome.
We're gonna pass it on to you again.
Yeah? Okay. Great.
So I'm not deploying anything again.
Hopefully everyone's on my side on this one. So first time it happens, you, at the beginning of your turn, you're always going to draw cards. But if you have units in the battle zone, you will be able to advance. So when you advance, you're essentially going up the war track. So for now, all of these areas like the front lines and the no man's land, they're going to be inconsequential until you reach the end here.
Yep.
So we'll go a little bit more into detail there, but just know that I moved my card forward. So with that,
You're not going to play anything.
oh, I will. I have a lot to be able to play here.
Now, another important thing to note is our health. Our health is this stack of cards. The moment you're not able to draw 2 cards that you have to at the beginning of each one of your turns, you've lost the game.
Yeah.
So I really need to get cards on the table here.
Before I make it to the end.
But if I start digging through my deck too quickly, I may be sealing my own fate.
Yep.
So there's this neat little balancing act between the resources that you need and the cards that you need also are your health. So what'd you do? You discarded a card to pay the cost of this card. And what does the Banshee do?
So the Banshee's just going to move across the war track, but her passive ability is if I pay 2 cost, I can target an ally and get bonus attack equal to the number of my supporters.
Okay.
So
down the road, that could be more powerful.
Yep.
Right now, not too big of a deal. I'm going to go ahead and draw up my 2. And please give me something I can play.
Oh, there's definitely something you can play, because you can discard cards from your hand in order to pay for any card. So it's very unlikely you don't have anything.
So I'm going to go ahead and discard 2 cards here to go ahead and pay the cost for the Angelic Emissary.
Okay.
Passive ability, I could spend 2 mana to heal 3. Your turn.
Down to me? Okay. So guess what happens, everyone? This moves forward. I draw up to 2 cards. And then we make some more havoc go down. I wonder what we shall do. I think I want to keep some pressure on you, so I'm going to go ahead and deploy that guy.
Okay, what's his passive?
So if I pay 3, I can take a zombie card from my casualties back into my hand.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
Draw up 2. This is going to progress forward. If I had any supporters, they would refresh. I do not. We are going to put an old paladin down. I can spend 1 cost in order to draw 1 card for him. So that's his ability. And that's going to be it.
Okay. So I draw 2, and some action is going to go down. So
you're moving off the war track now.
So that means that I can do multiple things. I can storm, hold, or support.
Yep.
Okay, so if I storm, I'll be able to activate the action and also do some damage to you.
Yeah, so if you storm, you will attack me directly. Your attack will go against my first kind of war track defense, which I currently do, so you'd be able to do 2 damage to me, and your action would take place. If you hold your ground, you can either place your card in no man's land or on your front line, which keeps the passive ability active, which is really powerful for some of these cards. Or you could support. Support is going to give you an additional cost, just like mana or energy, that you can tap at the beginning of your turn and refreshes at the start of every turn.
Yep, but the downside to that is that you won't be able to activate that action, which for this particular guy is pretty good. But what I feel I should do is I'm going to move this guy as a support. You're safe for now. However,
Gonna deploy?
I'm going to discard 1 card, tap that, which is now going to let me use this summoner as a deploy any one or card for only 1 cost. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Death Dragon and discarding another card. So I'm going very hard here.
Okay, so you spent 2 cards to do the summoner.
Yep.
That allowed you to spend 1 card to play a Death Dragon. Well, I'm going to draw up. I'd refresh supporters if I had them. We're going to keep moving up this war track. And I'm going to look for anything that can help me. So I'm going to go ahead and put down a Protector. The Protector has a passive. I can pay 2 cost to negate the action or an ability targeting a card on your track.
Okay.
So that could happen if you target a card. I can then discard 2 cards or pay 2 cost in order to activate that and cancel it off.
Pretty good.
So I think that's all I'm going to be able to do.
So,
Now, what's his passive again? 2 cost, take the opponent's top 1 casualty to your hand. You get to, like, absorb my people?
she's going to become a supporter.
Yeah.
Zombie's going to move up. Death Dragon is going to move up. And now we have 2 cards over here. Okay. So I'm going to tap 2 in order to play a Black Magician. And, I think I want you to discard. So you're going to discard 2 cards.
I'm going to discard 2 cards? Oh, you suck. Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
That's all you're doing? I'm going to draw up. I'm going to move up my war track.
Uh-oh.
Now, you got that 2 for heal 3, but, and I could attack. I would get 2 damage across. I need the cost, though. I really do. So that's going to go there. I'm going to play this, another protector out there on the field, and I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's all I'm going to do.
So, these 2 get refreshed. I'm going to draw 2 more cards into my hand. This guy's going to leave. He's going to become another supporter.
Man, you have so many supporters right now.
We're going to move this guy upwards, and now I get to do things. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to pay 2. We're going to take this guy into my hand. Yes.
Okay.
Then we're going to pay 1. I'm going to play this guy right here, Shadow. And...
what's his passive? When you storm and there is no defender, opponent discards 2. Okay.
And that's it.
That's all you're doing?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to draw up 2. All right. Interesting. So, we're going to advance this track here. Old Paladin, while I would love to have you heal me up, we're not going to be able to cut through that dragon. You're going to go here. These guys are cycled. I'm going to discard 1, go ahead and spend both of these in order to play the action of my commander. Kill 1 enemy, discard 1 card. Or kill 1 enemy, draw 1 card.
Wait, any enemy?
Any enemy.
Oh, come on.
So my commander is charging forward.
No.
And that dragon has been slain.
Oh.
And I get to draw a single card, which I have now drawn. And I will go ahead and discard a card to play a card. This is the Stag Rider. For 1 cost, I can add +1 attack to a target card until the end of the turn.
That made me angry.
This is your turn. What, hurting your dragon made you angry?
Yes.
Yeah. You spent a lot to get him out there.
Okay, so I'm going to pay 3.
Uh-huh.
1, 2,
Oh, no.
3 to play Angel of Fury. Kills everyone.
With a cost of 3 or less.
Yep.
Oh. You too.
No.
Kill all enemies with a cost of 3 or less. Oh. That's painful.
I told you made me angry.
That's really mean.
I warned. I
All right.
warned you.
My turn.
Yes.
Draw 2. Cycle this up. We are going to start off by playing a scout. Whenever I deploy, I deal 1 damage. That's not too bad, right? And I think that's gonna be it.
Okay, refreshing. Drawing 2 cards. Moving up. Okay, so I'm going to pay 1 to play a Goblin Mercenary.
Oh, you draw from my hand?
Yep. Ooh. I like that.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Okay. And then I'll pay 2.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to activate Succubus. Take 1 card from the opponent's track and put it on the bottom of your resources.
Bottom of your resources?
Yep. So that would be my deck?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. I'm done.
Do you know how much I like my scout?
Well, she seemed a little bit too powerful to have out there, so...
All right, well, we're putting another one out there.
Oh, well, that's not fun.
And I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 cost to use the Healing Golem's ability. This is going to heal 4. Now, when I heal, I just take 4 cards, and I actually put them into a temporary deck. So we'll indicate it like this. That is not a deck I can draw from. It's just health or armor to prevent you from hurting me.
Okay.
Because you're mean.
I am very mean.
Okay.
I haven't actually hurt you yet.
It's like putting on a coat of emotional armor.
Okay.
Like our relationship requires.
True. But that's more towards me than towards you. You hurt me more often. Okay, so Shadow is going to move.
Yeah.
And he's going to become a supporter.
Really? You're getting 4?
Yep, and guess who I have here? I'm going to pay 2 to play another succubus. And
stop.
Give me that scout.
Stop.
And let's see, what else can we do?
It's like the meanest thing you could do to me.
And then I'm going to tap another card. Look at that, I have so much mana. But sorry, cost. That I don't even need to spend all of it. I'm going to play him, Lesser Demon.
I'm going to draw up. My War Track does not advance. We're going to cycle this. A real nuisance.
Oh, really?
We're going to drop this down. I'm going to play the Healing Golem here at the end, and it is on to your turn.
Excellent. I like short turns like that.
What's your passive action?
Sacrifice a card. Opponent sacrifices 1 card.
Okay, and then mine, after your card storms, it goes back to the top of your resources.
Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to play Blood Cultist, and Blood Cultist is going to sacrifice to lower the cost of another card by 2.
Okay.
Okay, so once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and let's make sure that I know. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And we're going to discard 1 more card in order to play the action for Archangel.
What does the action for Archangel do?
Yeah, that's going to be worth it. I'm going to take 4 cards from the top of your deck, and they're going to come to me, and I immediately take another action.
So raise 4. Is that from my deck or from your deck?
Yeah, from your casualties.
From your opponent's casualties.
So I go again immediately. I'm going to move forward 1. All this is here, and then I take 2 more cards. Because I take all the cards.
How many cards do you have in your hand? You have a maximum of 10.
Yeah, I do not have 10. I'm going to play 3. And I'm going to play Commander. Kill 1 enemy. And draw another card.
Is that it?
No. That is not it. Not by a long shot. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and play Shadow for 1.
Okay.
Which is this one. And we're going to play this for its ability.
What's the ability do?
Makes this a supporter.
Just immediately?
Immediately.
Okay.
Which I now have available. And I would place this guy down as the Stag Rider.
You have too many of my cards over in your pile there.
I know, it's wonderful.
I'm going to draw up 2.
They all betray you.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and play down a scout.
Another one.
Another scout, yes sir. And then I am going to spend these 2 plus 1, so 3 total, to do this guy's ability. Place any card from your hand on your front line or no man's land.
Darn. That's a good one.
So what we're going to do is on my front line here, we're going to play the Angel of Mercy. Your cards go back to your hand after storming or being killed.
I don't like that.
So, your turn.
Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna discard. Oh, so we're gonna play this for its action. I'm gonna deal 2 damage.
Okay, those are going to come out of my health zone.
Yep. Next, I'm gonna discard this card
Okay.
in order to play the action for the Blood Shaman.
I hate how you're discarding my cards.
In order to play the Blood Shaman ability.
Okay.
So I draw 1 card and you lose a card.
You draw a card, I lose a card.
Yep.
You might be the worst.
And then first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna play 2.
Yep.
We're gonna activate the Summoner.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I have a tough decision here. Let's go ahead and bring my Frost Dragon in here.
And what's this Frost Dragon do? Kill all opponent's supporters, or opponent's track does not move unless he pays 2. That's the passive? That's disgusting.
It is fantastic.
All right, my turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, it's not. I'm going to spend 2
Okay.
plus 1 more card in order to activate Imp, kill a chosen supporter. This guy's dead.
Oh, come on. All right. I'm going to draw 2. My track can't move, right?
Correct.
Unless I spend 2.
Mm-hmm. Just trying to delay the inevitable. And I'm actually pretty low on cards. What is going on? So I lose if I can't draw?
You lose if you can't draw. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm spending this 1 supporter plus 2 other cards to play a shifter. I'm playing the action. Copy and use an action from any card on any track.
No!
I transform into a Frost Dragon.
No.
And I kill
No.
all of the opponent's supporters.
No, that's impossible.
You played the card. I've been holding that in my hand, waiting for another dragon to come out.
How was I supposed to know that card even existed?
I'm just saying.
That is ridiculous.
Saying. Now my track's not moving, but your 6 supporters are now gone as well.
I hate you. Oh, man. Ah. I'm dead. I'm done.
I don't think so. My track's still not moving.
I mean, I'm done.
Oh, you're
Finished
done
my
playing?
turn. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were like you're gonna lose, which might be true, but so I'm done. I'm paused. Your turn.
This is getting really tight.
Press that track forward. See, this is where the cool part of this game comes in, because like we've had some really cool moments, but you are bleeding through your deck slightly quicker than I am. So the balance is. What are you thinking?
You're gonna get super hurt. So I'm actually going to attack with this guy. So 2.
Okay.
And then he activates his ability.
So 2.
So that's a total of 8.
Deal damage equal to the smallest attack value. Oh, no. That was disgusting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just killed me.
Oh, I'll win?
You just killed me. I've got 1 card left. When you end your turn, I can't draw up.
GG.
So that's the game. That's the game. That's Siege Storm. And like I said, inside this box here, we legitimately have piles and piles of other cards. Cards that modify these decks, cards that, you know, build out entirely other factions. So we have the Gunslingers here. Oh, we have Frost Giants. We have the Kungali,
Martial arts.
which is like a martial arts style.
With cyborg musings.
Got like some cyborg mixings in there. So this core game, and I know there's some other expansions and stuff that have came out and other expansions that are currently in the works, but this is the structure of the core game. And as someone who hasn't played this before, and as someone who maybe these type of deck construction games aren't always your favorite, what's your impressions? What do you think?
Well, I feel the mechanics are really different compared to other games. I like how basically every card can become almost like a countdown of sorts. And the interesting thing about that is that you, as the opponent, you're able to kind of understand what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. You can plan appropriately. So there's not as many surprises as in other games, but with that ability of like being able to anticipate what's going to happen, you can have really ridiculous actions like you do, where you just eliminate somebody that you've been building up for a long time.
I like the kind of, I call it sort of a tower defense style element in this game, that war track where you're marching towards your opponent's gates. I find that really interesting.
Yeah, it's very different from what I'm used to, but I like it.
Yeah, I enjoy this game. I think I also think the artwork across the board, I like the way the deck builds out. You haven't played with a variety of them or kind of driven into the different mechanics and the different ways that they all play. But they are different enough in the same way that your deck was all about big, powerful beasts and bringing them up and like raising the undead, where mine was more guarding and defense and healing and trying to chip away at your barracks. Every deck is able to be constructed in a unique way that plays towards or feels honest towards their faction. As far as deck construction games go, I think Siege Storm certainly holds its own space in this genre, and it's certainly one that I'm willing to bring out and play. The hard part around deck construction games for me is you need a group of people that are interested and committed to the game that you're playing.
Yeah.
It's why games like Magic and Pokemon have taken off to such a degree, because that community that is around those has to exist in order for those games to exist.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that you have people to play with and engage with. The reason we haven't dug into some of the depth that this game offers is because we always kind of have a cycle of games, and so spending the time that it takes to get the most out of this game really does take a dedicated group or a dedicated community. But me at 16, when I was playing games with my cousin, if you'd given this box to us, we would have spent hours building out and designing and crafting a deck that could march to our opponent's gates and knock them down. I think this offers some really neat balance mechanics as well. I like that what you're pulling from is your health stack. The level of stress that adds to the game and the importance that it places on how you use every single card in your hand and how you take your turns really does change it up, because you nearly lost the game just because of the way you were playing. If I'd had another card in my hand that had wiped out your dragon at the end or something like that, it could have gone different, because I was trying to be slow and methodical, and I was also getting pummeled for the majority of the gameplay. But you know, I think that adds a level and a layer that I don't see in a lot of different games.
So one thing I will say as a caveat, if you approach deck building games with the idea of building up this perfect engine and making sure you have enough cards in order to fulfill that one perfect, beautiful, gorgeous combo, this might not be the game for you, because everything can go awry, even though you've worked really hard for it. You know, you have to adapt. You have to do it at the flip of a coin. Like, for example, I could have never expected you had a shifter in your deck. You know, that I've been building up for those supporters for literally the entire game, and then suddenly taking them all away.
Well, that's the same mechanic.
Very strong, right?
Well, I mean, that'd be a similar mechanic that you'd see in games like Magic or Keyforge. You need a deck wipe system. You don't play these games as often. Like, that is not a unique to Siege Storm type of mechanic. A deck wipe is a standard issue. Like, you need one in your hand in order to just reset. Because with you having 6 supporters, me being down to 1, and your dragon moving down the track, I had almost no opportunity to come back without a deck wipe or without something to...
Sure, but think about it like this. I had already spent all of my low-cost cards. So if I didn't have that dragon, I would have pretty much been done for, because I had no
But if you didn't have that dragon, I also wouldn't have been able to do a deck wipe. So that's been the gameplay of Siege Storm by Awakenrealms Light. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it's given you some more insight into this unique little deck construction game. If you're here at this point, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate all the support and the community that's been kind of growing around this channel. We're really excited to be nearly crossing 2,000 subscribers, possibly have crossed it by the time this video goes live. And I just want to say genuinely, thank you all. Without you guys kind of being on the other end of the screen, we wouldn't have the opportunity to cover and do this type of content on the amount of games that we can. So we genuinely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Whatever you do, though, please remember to do the important thing. Get out and play some games. We'll see you next time. Thank you.